ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामी नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। So namaste once again everyone.
Namaste, Guru.
Namaste. So after completing the discussions on the 9 mantras in the Prathama Khanda of the Prathama Mundaka, we entered the second section of the first Mundaka in the last class. And we were discussing the Sangati Bhashyam, where Bhashyakara is introducing the second section. So he starts by giving the connection between the first section and the second section. And he begins with restating what the Upanishad has presented so far in the first section. He elaborates by saying that in the first section, both Paravidya and Aparavidya are mentioned, as well as their content or subject matter. Aparavidya's content is 4 Vedas and Shad Angani, 6 Vedangas. And Paravidya's subject matter is what? Akshara Brahman. And he further says that having talked about Aparavidya, the first section talked about Paravidya, mentioning that the subject matter of Paravidya is Aksharam. Then he says that in the first section, the nature of this Aksharam was also defined. Now we have to discuss the Bhashyam after that. So we have to discuss the Bhashyam from the sentence beginning. I think we have read the Bhashyam, isn't it? Last class?
We have read.
Yes, we have read the Bhashyam.
Yeah, so this is page number 14, Arun Kumar Ji. Page number 14 in the internet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, ataf param anayoho vidyayoho vishayau vivektavyahu samsara mokshau iti uttaraha grantha arabhyate. He says.
Yeah. This is where we stopped last time.
Yeah. I think here we stopped last time. So in the previous... Sorry?
It is showing a 10 of 39. 39 pages, the first color coding purple and white text.
Okay, I don't know about numbering. In my text, it is 14 number page.
Oh, okay, Guruji. Okay, I'll try to follow. No problem.
Yeah. Did you not get it?
No, no, I have the page. I have the 112 is there, but
Yeah.
normally the purple color refers to something, the white color refers to the actual mantra, correct?
Uh, not white color,
Yes.
blue color.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Purple color
White.
refers
Ah.
to the
Ah.
Bhashyam.
Bhashyam,
Okay,
and
Guruji.
the blue color refers to the mantra.
Okay,
That is,
blue is appearing. White for
Bhashyakara is first states the mantra, then explains.
yes, Guruji. Yes,
Now,
Guruji.
now, you got that iti pratama mundake pratama khanda hai.
Yes. Yes.
Then
Yes. Yes.
mundaka
See,
1,
Brahma-
khanda 2 is there.
Yes, yes, one.
Yeah. That is in black actually.
That is in black, yeah.
Mhm.
Purva para sambandha nirupanam is there.
Yes. Yes.
So in that, if you go line number 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
uh,
Atha Parama.
the last
Yeah.
sentence in that first paragraph.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes. Yes. I got it.
You got it. And what about Arun
I
Kumar?
didn't. No, sir. Sorry.
You didn't get
That is, I got iti pratama mundaka prathamaha khandaha.
that is there. Okay.
Mundaka
Below that,
purva
Purva para
Prasamba
sambandha nirupanam.
Bandhani Rupanam.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Now then there's a paragraph starting from Sangha Veda hai.
Correct.
Correct.
That sentence ends with Savisheshanokta. Three lines. Third line.
Third line.
Third line. Correct. There is one, bracket.
T is there.
D.
T within bracket T is there. Right.
Yeah, okay.
After
Okay,
that,
Guruji.
there is a sentence Ataf Param Anayoho Vidyayoho.
Yes, Guruji.
Correct.
That is where we are.
Vishayo.
Okay.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
So when you, if you have a problem, please let me know. I will immediately point out to you where exactly you have to locate this so that you can follow it. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. So Ataf Param Anayoho Vidyayoho Vishayau Vivektavyav Samsara Mokshau iti Uttaraha Grantha Arabhyate. It's a Uttaro Grantha, that is Sandhi. So that is why I split the Sandhi, Uttaraha Grantha Arabhyate. So in the previous sentence, Bhashyakara had said that Paravidya, along with its adjectives, was told as the Vidya whose nature was presented by the text starting from Yat Tat Adreshyam and ending with Yat Bhuta Yonim. Isn't it? We have done this Yat Tat Adreshyam number of times. That was the introduction to Paravidya. What is this Brahman? What is this Paravidya? Is the knowledge about that entity which is not, available for comprehending by any of the sense organs, and which is the samsara karanam. Bhuta yonim means it is the karanam, it's the cause for an entire samsara, entire vishwam, that is entire universe. So that idea is paraphrased here, that Paravidya is that by which Akshara Brahman, Akshara Tattvam is attained. Then Bhashyakara briefly summarizes the first section. Then Bhashyakara now says the second section is started, or say being started for a particular purpose. And that is what he says in this sentence which we are considering. Therefore, after presenting the context of the first section, now he talks about the second. Ataf param anayoho vidyayoho vishayo vivektavyav samsara mokshau iti uttara grantha arabhyate. Ataf param means after this. After this means what? After what? after introducing Aparavidya and Paravidya. Anayoho Vidyayoho Vishayau Vivektavyo. Vishayau means subject matter. Two subject matters are there. So dual case is used, Vishayau. Subject matter or the field or the sphere of Anayoho Vidyayoho, of these two knowledges, Paravidya and Aparavidya. So Vishaya, the fields of the content of these two Vidyas, these two types of knowledges, Vivektavya means they should be distinguished. The field of Aparavidya and the field of Paravidya should be distinguished clearly. Means they should be understood distinctly. One has to be very clear about how the content of Aparavidya is different from the content of Paravidya. So Vivektavya, very well distinguished. And what are the Vishaya of Aparavidya and Paravidya? He says samsara moksha. Again, two subject matters. The content, the field of Aparavidya is samsara, bondage. And Paravidya Vishaya is moksha, liberation, freedom from that bondage. So the field of Aparavidya is bondage. So that means any amount of knowledge of Aparavidya you have, it will successfully keep you in samsara only, in bondage only. So the implication is that how much so you excel, how much ever you excel in the field of Aparavidya, you will still remain in samsara only. So whether you are ignorant of Aparavidya or you are a little bit familiar with Aparavidya, or you are very well versed, expert in Aparavidya, it doesn't matter. You will continue to be in samsara bondage. The only difference is previously you were an illiterate samsari, now you are a learned samsari. That's all. In fact, my Guruji gives an example. It is something like in a slow train, whether you are sitting in the first class compartment or second class compartment, or earlier we used to have a third class compartment also, AC compartment, non-AC compartment. Whichever compartment you are sitting, maybe you are more comfortable in one compartment than the other, but still the train will remain slow only. It is not that the first class passenger will go or reach faster and the second class will reach afterwards. That doesn't happen. Whichever class, whatever may be your knowledge of Aparavidya, the train will stop at every station. So all passengers, first class passengers, second class passengers, they will have to wait. As I said, only compartment and the facilities will be a little bit different. But still all of them are passengers of the same train. Similarly, a person little bit familiar with Aparavidya and he does some karma, he will get some benefit. Perhaps he will have some, let us say, some good life, in terms of money, fame, etc. And those who have not done any such karma, they will probably have less comforts because punya will be less. But both of them will be in samsara only. One will be in a comfortable samsara, another will be in a discomfort with discomfort in samsara. So this is what Aparavidya is all about. And Aparavidya is what? Learning all the Vedas, the Vedangas, and we also included Everything other than Paravidya is Aparavidya. Even all the secular, what we call languages, this in our languages, physics, chemistry, any knowledge which is other than the knowledge of Brahman is Aparavidya. So you may become a PhD, double PhD, what you might have got some great big awards, Bharat Ratna and all that. Doesn't matter. You will still be in bondage, you are not liberated. And all the consequences of that samsara. We'll discuss that later, all emotional problems, psychological problems, intellectual problems, everything will continue. So, only the degrees may change, that's all. On the contrary, the field of Paravidya is moksha hai. What is the implication of this statement? If you don't want moksha, Paravidya is useless for you. Don't enter Paravidya if you don't want moksha. I am very happy with all my problems. I don't want to be liberated from all my problems. That's why, I was just wondering. Some people, they live in such a polluted atmosphere in the cities and metros. When you bring them here to a place like this, where there's a pure air, absolute no pollution, sometimes they will feel totally uncomfortable with this kind of an air. I mean, at least in the beginning, they will find discomfort. And therefore, the fields of two vidyas in the form of bondage and freedom should be distinguished, should be separated. Iti uttaro grantaha arabhyate. Iti here means therefore, with this intention. Uttaro grantha, the following text, arabhyate, is started. And therefore, Bhashyakara says, introducing the next mantra, with the intention of the fields of the two vidyas, with the intention that the fields of these two vidyas, Aparavidya and Paravidya, should be well distinguished and the differences between them are well appreciated, the following text is started. That is the second section of the Mundaka Upanishad of the first Mundaka is started. And Bhashyakara himself presents the separation briefly, which is going to be elaborated in the text. He says, what is Aparavidya Vishaya and what is Paravidya Vishaya? That he is presenting in the next few sentences. As regards Aparavidya Vishaya, later we will see the entire Karma Kanda comes under Aparavidya. But here we are talking only about Vedic Aparavidya. But as we have seen, all material sciences of the world are also Aparavidya. Whether it is physics, chemistry, economics, music, dance, all material sciences are also Aparavidya. But here we are not dealing with those. We are only dealing with Vedic Aparavidya. Scriptural Aparavidya. And Vedic Aparavidya is what? Veda Purva Bhaga, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda. So Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, Rupa. And it is full of duality and division. Because where division comes, duality comes. According to the Upanishads, wherever there is a second, minimum two, that is from two onwards, any number, everything is duality. That is called Dvaitam. Now you will ask, why do we? Because Dvaitam means two, isn't it? But we are talking about not just two. Plurality we are talking about. So why do we say Dvaitam or Dvitiyam? Dvitiyam is second. Because when Shastra talks about Dvaitam, it is a comprehensive Dvaitam which excludes plurality. In the Shastra context, what is Dvaitam? Dvaitam, Shastric Dvaitam means subject-object duality. It doesn't go into details, how many objects are there and all that. Basically, there are only two entities, subject and object. Once you understand the subject-object duality, then you cannot count, 3, 4 and all that. Because any number then you count, all will fall under the definition of object. And Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. So there are two words there. One is Dvaitam, another is Dvitiyam. Dvaitam is two, Dvitiyam means second. So the moment there is second, the moment we realize that apart from us, there is somebody else also, the Upanishad says, Bhayam Bhavati. Bhayam means what? There is an anxiety, there is a fear, which is also a part of that samsara. So, when we are understanding the words like Dvaitam, Dvitiyam, etc., the word Dvitiyam includes Dvaitam, duality, as well as plurality. Because even if it is one or many, the moment there is Dvitiyam, a second, apart from you, it is an indication of samsara, which will come along with all bhayam, anxiety, etc. Because ultimately, even when you talk of plurality, it will fall within subject-object duality only. That is why Shastra talks about Dvaitam and the Vedanta talks about Advaitam, non-dual. And here, Bhashyakara presents this duality in a technical language. As we have seen, both Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda deal with Kriya or action. Karma Kanda has also got Kriya. Upasana Kandam also has got Kriya, actions. The only difference is Karma Kanda deals predominantly with physical action backed by the mind, of course, whereas Upasana Kanda deals with Manasa Kriya, mental action. All meditations are all mental action only, isn't it? And therefore, the prime component of Aparavidya is what? It is Kriya, action. And once you decide to do an action, then what happens? Immediately, various accessories come into the picture. Because every action requires various accessories called sadhanani or karakam. Again, this karaka word is a technical term used in Sanskrit grammar. Sanskrit students will be familiar with the term. Two terms were used in Sanskrit. Often there is a confusion between the two words. Vibhakti and karaka. Karaka is different from vibhakti. Vibhakti is the order in which the karakas are separated. So, like, Kartrikaraka, the doer, karma karaka, the object of the action, karana karaka, the instrument of action. So when we are talking about karakas, there are 6 karakas which any action requires. Of course, these are all, when you study Sanskrit, you'll understand all these things in a more clear manner. Here it is not the opportunity, or I would say no relevance for that. So basically what we have to say, understand is, karaka is a term that refers to the relationship between a verb and noun in a sentence. And it can also mean any factor that contributes to an action. Like what? For example, for any action, the subject is required, isn't it? A performer. Subject here means the karta, the who performs the action. That is required. Object is required. What action you are going to do, that's the object of the action. Performance, so performer is required. Object of performance is required. Instrument is required. And you require a location to do the action. Source is required to procure the materials. And these are all represented by karta, karma, karanam, apadhanam, adhikaranam, sampradhanam, etc. All are required. These are all karakas in the language. That is why, when we study Upanishads and all, Puja Swamiji used to be very particular that you must have a good understanding of Sanskrit also. And that's why in the Gurukulam, they teach Sanskrit along with the Upanishads. And students initially may find the struggle a little, especially you have no exposure to Sanskrit at all. They will struggle a little bit in the beginning. Maybe first year they will struggle. But once the Sanskrit classes, they also catch speed. Then by the end of the term and all, everybody will be very comfortable with both with Sanskrit and also Vedanta teaching. That's a very beautiful course structure which Puja Swamiji has designed. So, all these are called karakas or karakam. So, this is the second factor. What is the first factor? First factor is you require an action. Second factor is you require karakam, the instruments for performing that action. And when all the karakams come together through their collective operation, they are called karakam vyaparaha. Through the collective operation of the karakams, kriya is produced. Therefore, what we say, kriya is karakajanyam. And a very good example is the class just now, this Zoom class going on. This class is an operation, a process that is taking place. What all is required for that? A teacher is required, isn't it? But what can be done with just one teacher? At least one student is required. And therefore, one student, one teacher. Thereafter, you require some subject matter. Then you have to use instruments like a laptop, mobile phone, Zoom app is required, internet connection is required, and that too a stable connection is required. I require a place to conduct the class. You all require a space to listen to the teaching and participate. All these are all what? Karakam for the Zoom class. So, karakam vyaparat kriya jayate. So, 3 aspects. This karaka janya kriya has 3 aspects. First aspect is karaka itself, which we saw above. Second aspect is the action to be performed using the karakas. Karaka janya kriya layer. Now the question is, why do we call these things actions? Because nobody performs any action for the sake of action. That is the purpose of doing any action, isn't it? Every action is performed with an anticipation of a phalam, a result, a kriya phalam. So this is the third aspect, the third layer. So what are the three layers? Karaka layer, Karaka Janya Kriya layer, and Kriya Janya Phalam layer. Three layers are there. So we can say the Karaka is the grandparent, Kriya is the son or daughter, Phalam is the grandson or granddaughter. And these three layers are there in Karma Kanda as well as in Upasana Kanda. That's what Bhashyakara is bringing all that, so that we understand what is the real content of this entire Vedic Purva Bhaga. It can be reduced to these three factors. So with this background, let us understand the Bhashya. He says, Tatra aparavidya vishayah कर्त्रादि साधन क्रिया फलभेद रूप है संसार है अनादि अनंत है दुख स्वरूपत्वात् हातव्य है प्रत्येकं शरीरिभिः सामस्त्येन नदी श्रोत्रोवत् अव्यच्छेद रूप संबंध है. A long sentence. Bhashyakara is known for long sentences. I think we have read this, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Tatra means, here Tatra refers to these two, Aparavidya and Paravidya Vishaya. So of these two, actually Tatra literally means there. So there means where, of these two subject matters, of these two fields, two spheres or two contents of two vidyas. Aparavidya Vishaya, the subject matter of Aparavidya, he says, is Kartradi Sadhana Kriya Phalabheda Rupa hai. Briefly stated, the subject matter of Aparavidya is Dvaitam. Aparavidya is in the field of duality. Aparavidya operates in the field of duality. And as we have just now discussed, this duality is presented in the Shastra in various ways. And one simplest way is subject-object duality, which Bhashyakara presents in a beautiful text called Vedanta Dindimah. And this is a beautiful text. It gives the content of the Vedanta in a very brief manner, very nicely presented. In fact, some of the shlokas we hear in the beginning of the class, the Nirvana Shatakam, we hear those shlokas from Vedanta Dindimah. So if you read the text, you will get an overall idea of Advaita Vedanta. And there he says, Drik Drishyau Dvau Padartaustaha Paraspara Vilakshanau Drik Brahma Drishyam Mayeti Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. So two things here talking about Drik and Drishyam. Drik means the seer, the one who is aware. Awarer, you can call it. Drishyam means seen. So seer is Brahman, Drik Brahma, that is you. And the rest of the world is Drishyam, it is seen, consisting of everything other than you. So the subject-object duality is very beautifully presented. Then another way in the Shastra of presenting this duality is Triputi. Triputi means triad. That is subject, object, and instrument. Pramata, pramanam, and prameya. Or jnatam, jnanam, jneyah. The knower, knowledge, and known. And there is another triad which is presented in the Shastra, Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. That is also comes under the duality only. Now, of course, somebody will say, you're talking dual, two. How triad or tretam is coming? Well, tretam is not dvaitam. And that is why I said as earlier, the Shastra uses another word, dvitiyam. Dvaitam stands for duality, dvitiyam stands for other than the one, singular, which is plurality. So we can say that Dvaitam includes Dvitiyam, because when Shastra talks about Dvaitam, it means subject-object. So subject is one, objects are many. Therefore, when you say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., they will not be outside these two. Everything you take will be either subject or object, and therefore this Dvaitam of Shastra is inclusive of all numbers. So Dvaitam includes Dvitiyam, plurality. All this I'm saying because we come across all these terminologies when we study the Bhashyam. So one must be clear about what these terminologies mean. One must not get confused about them. So here Bhashyakara presents the entire world of duality or plurality as Kartradi Sadhana Kriya Phalabheda Rupa Samsara. The field of Aparavidya Vishaya is Rupaha in the form of Bhedaha, variety of Kartradi Sadhana Kriya Phala. Kartradi Sadhana means the accessories, such as for the action, the agent, the instruments, what all things, Suppose you are performing some yajna, some homa. Just imagine what are all the accessories required. You require a homa gunda, then you require, all the oblations which are to be offered. You require that spoons, etc. for offering the oblations. You require fire. To light the fire, you require something. So many, all these are all kartradi sadhana. And then what? Kriya phala, result of action. So Bhashyakara reduces the entire karma kanda into three. Subject matter of aparavidya, the lower knowledge, is in the form of action, accessories, and the result. The three layers that we discussed. So the exact translation of the sentence will be, the subject matter of aparavidya will be in the form of the varieties of accessories, such as agent, etc., action, and result. So this is the subject matter of aparavidya. Other words, as we have discussed, using different terminology, the subject matter of aparavidya is variety of karaka, kriya, and phala. So as long as you are in aparavidya, you are performing all the karmas. You have to deal with all these three. And when you deal with these three things, you are in Dvaitam, in the world of Dvaitam. What is world of Dvaitam? The moment the second thing is there, insecurity comes, unhappiness comes, sorrow comes, limitation comes. Because even if you just take two objects, each objects are limited by the other. Each object is limited by the other object. So we have to understand what apara vidya means. As I said, in Karaka, you can include everything from Karta, Karma, Karana, Sampradana, Apadanam, Adhikarana, etc. And as one Swamiji said, as long as you are in apara vidya, you have to study grammar. Because all the Karakas are involved. So you have to study Sanskrit. Of course, I said that even study Upanishad, you require Sanskrit grammar because there are references to all these apara vidya, karaka, karma, karaka, phala, etc. To understand that also you require knowledge of Sanskrit grammar. So apara vidya is very useful. Useful for what? Useful for remaining in samsara throughout your life. Just continue all your pujas, your upasanas, everything. You will remain in samsara. And it will keep troubling you now and then. And that is the name Bhashyakara gives to this triputi of Karaka, Kriya and Phala. So one name is samsara. Samsara, as we said, is bondage. So apara vidya creates samsara or bondage. How come it is a bondage? Because you do kriya, action with the help of karakas, you will be getting the result in the form of punyam and papam. And they will keep you in the cycle of samsara. Because once you have earned punyam or papam, you have to take rebirth again and again to exhaust them. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. And that is what is samsara. That is one way of looking at samsara. Of course, there are different ways I have already explained. Samyak saranam iti samsara. Samyak means very well moving. Saranam means moving. In which you keep on moving from one birth to another, one situation to another, one disappointment to another. Keep on moving. That is samsara. So as Puja Swamiji says, there is always a life of becoming. I want to become this, I want to become that, I want to become a grand scholar of Sanskrit, I want to become a great scholar of Nyaya, etc. I want to become a great scholar of Vedanta. All this, I want, all within samsara. So once that comes, all within apara vidya only. So samsara hai karaka kriya phala atmakam jagat. So he says apara vidya vishaya hai kartradi sadhana kriya phala beda rupa hai samsara hai. So he defines samsara as this. And this samsara, he says, is anadihi and ananta. It has no beginning, no end. Anadi is understandable. Samsara is beginningless. Of course, that is also difficult for some people to swallow. How this samsara can be beginningless? It must have started somewhere, isn't it? Even in our class, we have seen these discussions. Somebody must have started it, or someday there should have been day one for this entire universe to be created. Probably there was. We don't know. Shastra itself says, I don't know. We can't figure out. This entire thing has been going on for so many millions of years. We don't know when it all began. And moreover, Shastra says, There's no point in knowing. What are you going to gain by knowing when it all began? Isn't it? And as I explained earlier also, it is just asking which is the starting point of a circle. Nobody can figure it out. So nobody, including Shastra, knows when it all started. Even scientists, they talk about whole universe started with a big bang. Very good. So there was a big bang and the universe came into being. They know what happened after Big Bang. Big Bang and what happened after that. That is, we can put it T1. Big Bang is T1, time 1, Big Bang. Then T2, T3 and all, they know what happened after that. But you ask the scientists, what happened in T0? That is 1 split second before the Big Bang. They cannot tell. They say, no, that we cannot figure it out because we start only from Big Bang. So, whether Big Bang was an event in a cycle of so many events, we don't know. It was the one day Big Bang or there were so many Big Bangs before this Big Bang, we don't know. So therefore, the beginning of the world cannot be figured out and therefore it is said to be beginningless. And it is better to say it is beginningless because if we say there was a beginning, there will be hundreds of questions for which there will be no answers anywhere, including the Shastra. For example, if you say there was a beginning, there will be a question. What was the situation before the world began? Because with the world, samsara was born, all this kriya, karaka, phala, veda was born. So we have to say that with the beginning of the world, samsara was born, means before the world, everyone was a liberated person, a liberated jiva, a mukta purusha. Then the next question will be, how come a liberated jiva got trapped in the bondage again? Once knowledge has come, how can there be ignorance? Ignorance cannot come. And therefore, for all these reasons, Shastra doesn't go into it. It says anadi, beginningless. And some people try to give a solution, which some people accept it also. What is that? They say, I was free, but then I forgot my nature. I got lost in this world. So all I have to do is to refresh my memory by doing Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasana. Then I will be free again. But then if my forgetfulness was the cause of samsara earlier, then what is the guarantee that again I will not forget? So all sorts of questions and situations will come for which there will be no answers. So the easiest thing is accept that samsara is anadihi. That's the safest thing. And we will not be wasting our time in trying to answer all the questions which are not relevant for moksha. And therefore, anadihi alone is the right understanding with reference to samsara. Vyavaharika drishtya is anadi. And paramarthika drishtya, from a point of absolute reality, samsara itself is not there. Isn't it? We have touched upon this earlier also in discussions. It's all mithya, appearance only. The whole world is an appearance. If you go into detail and analyze them, there is no world. And therefore, there is no question of me being bound because I was always free. I am Nitya Mukta. That is what ultimately Vedanta will bring and leave us. So, this is Anadi. And Ananta. Ananta is more dangerous, more frightening rather. Anadi is okay. Because at least we thought that samsara is santaha. Santaha means antena saha vartate iti santaha. Well, sometimes, okay, the samsara will end. But here it says ananta means you can never get out of samsara. Therefore, here we have to understand the word used by Bhashyakaras ananta very carefully. We have to understand that this word ananta has got a meaning that it does not end naturally. It does not end on its own. At the individual level, if you see, the samsara will not end naturally. It is not like some problems which get solved in course of time. Where people say time is the best healer. Some others, of course, add. Time is a great healer, but a lousy plastic surgeon. Why lousy plastic surgeon? Because he leaves scars. And therefore, time is a lousy plastic surgeon. These are all jokes. So people may think that like this, even if you don't do anything, finally pralaya will come and all of us will be one with God. So the samsara will end with pralaya. Therefore, I don't need to study Vedanta and all. I will enjoy my life. Somebody who is studying Vedanta, going through all those kind of experiences in the Gurukulam, or I am enjoying, both of us will eventually reach the same place. Finally, all of us have to go to Bhagavan. So this type of idea may come. And therefore, this samsara, which is having its root in avidya, doesn't go away just by time. It does not have natural end. And that is why Bhashyakara says Ananta. Ananta does not literally, even though literally it means endless, here it does not mean endless. It means it does not have a natural Antaha, time-based Antaha. It will require a lot of effort to put an end to this avidya, this ignorance. And the Shastra assures that if you put in the right efforts, this samsara can be ended. And another way of understanding Anantaha is Samashti Drishtya. Kriya Phala Bheda Rupa Samsara will continue. Even after you get moksha, Samashti Drishtya, samsara will continue because other people, other jivas are there. So this samsara will continue till everybody will get moksha. Every jiva gets moksha. That will never happen. And therefore also it is Anantaha. Then the next Bhashyakara says a very important statement. Dukkha Swarupatvat Hatavyaha. Hatavyaha means it should be given up. The samsara should be given up. It should be eliminated. Why? Dukkha Swarupatvat. Because it is in the nature of dukkha, sorrow, misery. It keeps making me feel that I am limited. I am a dukhi. I am helpless in every situation. Because even though I can achieve certain things, yet I cannot achieve certain other things. On many occasions, I am helplessly dragged to situations on which I have no control. And that is why it is said, man proposes, God disposes. Therefore, dukkha swarupatvat means remaining in samsara, one cannot be permanently happy, one cannot be in permanent peace. Like day and night, happiness and sorrow will keep coming every now and then. Therefore, it is to be hatavyaha, it is to be eliminated. And eliminated by whom? Only a chosen few. Is it only a chosen few? Bhashyakara says no. Pratyekam shariribihi samasthena. Pratyekam means not by one person or a few person. It should be eliminated by each and every one, by all jivas individually. It is not that the husband will eliminate and the wife will get moksha. Wife will do Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam and husband gets moksha. No, doesn't happen that way. In karma, it is possible. Because it is said in the Shastra that whatever punyam the husband earns through all the, is karma, punya karmas, 50% will go to the wife. And there is a logic. Because the wife cannot spend so much time doing karma because she has to look after the household, take care of the kids, etc. And therefore, Shastra is very fair. There is no gender discrimination. So there is a punya sharing arrangement. But that does not hold good for papa sharing. Whatever papa karma the husband does, he alone will get the results. Because here the husband and wife relationship according to the Shastra in terms of karmas is the relationship between principal and agent. So the agent works for the benefit of the principal. All the profit that the agent makes because of the principal's business, the agent will have to pass it on to the principal. But if the agent incurs any loss, that he cannot pass it down to the principal. Similarly, the wife is the principal and the husband is the agent of the wife, and this agency is confirmed at the time of marriage. With Agni Sakshi, he says, and it is symbolized by the husband taking one more set of 3 threads on behalf of the wife. So he says, on your behalf, I am taking one more set of this what is that called, sacred thread. And because of that, whatever karmas I perform, 50% of the punyas will go to you. So this is all, very well designed in the Shastra. Anyway, therefore, when it comes to moksha, each and every person has to earn it for himself or herself. And therefore, Bhashyakara says, Pratyekam shariri bihi. It should be hatavyaha samasthena. Samasthena means completely. Now, what is the meaning or significance of saying that samsara should be eliminated completely? We will see in the next class. Okay? We will stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavada hai everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Namaskaram.
ధన్యవాదాలు
Hari Om.
Namaskaram,
Thank you,
Guruji.
Guruji.
and
Eh, Hari Om.
Namaskaram.
Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram. And wish you a
Namaskaram.
wonderful stay there in your farmhouse.
That a couple of days. Thursday evening we'll go back. No, my wife is leaving for Bombay on Saturday.
Okay,
I
okay.
will leave the next weekend. So we thought before that let's come and spend a few days here. 2-3 days.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste, pranam. Thank you very much.
Pranam. Thank you. So no questions, it seems to be.
If possible, send some fresh air to Delhi. It is roasting.
You come down here and we'll spend some good time in the farmhouse.
Yeah, maybe next time you're
Come,
there.
come with your wife to Coimbatore, then we'll come here, spend a few. In fact, I'm inviting all my friends. Few of them have come and stayed here. So not a long stay, maybe a couple of days, 3-4 days itself is something one can come and stay. Because 2-bedroom, 6 to 8 people can easily sleep. So no problem. Full
Maybe-
kitchen is there, full equipped kitchen is there. Can cook and enjoy.
Maybe we'll plan a trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it is, Guruji, in Coimbatore?
It is near the Shirvani Dam, towards the Shirvani Dam if you go.
Okay.
So it is on the way, very nearer to Shirvani Dam, just before about 5-6 kilometers before Shirvani Dam.
Is it near Isha Foundation?
Yeah, Isha comes before this. It is after Isha is one direction,
Okay.
but this is you have to come through the Shirvani road only to go to Isha also.
Yeah.
Here, instead of turning towards Isha, you come straight, and then you come to this place. Yeah, the Velliyangiri, mountain.
Yeah, Vellingiri, that
It
base
is
is
at the
there.
base of that Velliyangiri mountain.
Okay. It is wonderful. Great.
Wonderful, lovely place, lovely place.
Yeah. I am near Peru.
Oh, you are near Peru, so you must be aware because this road comes.
Yeah,
from
yeah. I am,
Peru only,
in
yeah.
fact, I am on Sirvani Road.
Okay, very good, very good, very nice, very nice.
Thank you,
So here,
Guruji. Have
as
a,
you know, after you cross Karunya University,
yeah,
you have the Chinmaya International School.
yeah.
So after you cross that also, about 1.5 kilometers, you go inside right.
Okay.
And there is that Noyal River which flows.
Wow.
So my farmhouse is adjacent to the Noyal River flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there water? Plenty of water
Now
now
it is
in
there
Noya?
after the rains, some water, not very plenty, but fairly up to knee level water is there.
Okay.
But when it was raining, the water was higher. But now because of rains have stopped, water level has also dropped. But still, up to knee level, it is there. One can wade through the river and go on the other side.
Okay. It's
The other
good.
side is full of forest area, no?
Oh.
So that is it. Other side of the river is forest area. So we have a problem with elephants, monkeys, all that is there.
Yeah. Elephants are plenty there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while, some elephant will pay us a visit. So that's okay.
Yeah, in Anikatti Puja Swamiji's ashram, lot of elephants used to come
Yeah.
previously. Yeah,
Well,
Swamiji used.
I've got trained in Anaikatti to be with elephants. We are actually what you can call encroaching upon their territory.
Absolutely. This is what
Yeah.
Swamiji used to say.
Yeah.
They have not come, we have
We have
encroached
got
their
encroached their
place.
territory. They have got a right to use the whole place rather.
Absolutely.
So that is fine. Anyhow.
Nice, Guruji. Have good time.
Thank you. Yes, Arun Kumarji, your hands have gone up.
Yes, Guruji is not exactly related to what we discussed, but you had mentioned about the Punya and Papa distribution. Is it true, Guruji, that the Papas, whatever the head of the family does, will also go to the children?
No, I mean, it can go to the children in the way that the the head of the family suffers. But the Papa will not go to the children. Where everybody's karma, they themselves have to, experience. Only exception is only exception is this
ಇವತ್ತು
husband and wife
ಇಬ್ರು ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ
relationship.
ಇಬ್ರು ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು.
Lataji, can you mute yourself, please?
ನೀವೇನೋ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಏನದು?
ನಾನು ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲಾರುವೆ ಬೀಚ್ ವಾಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ.
Once mute Lataji, otherwise we are here hearing some Kannada. Okay, so that is the only exception, that the punya will be shared with the wife. And that is because the wife cannot actually, she has got other responsibilities. So she cannot sit and do all Veda mantras and all that. So that is why. Other than that, there is no transfer of punya papa possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's nothing else, then I can close. Lataji, any question?
No, Guruji, did I miss something? I thought I heard my
You
name.
didn't miss something, but you were unmuted and we were all able to hear you.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry, Guruji. I thought I had muted. I'm so
No,
sorry.
that's okay. Okay. That's okay.
So sorry. Apologies, Guruji.
No problem. No problem. Okay.
Okay,
So,
good
on
night,
the
Guruji.
session,
Thank
we will
Thank you,
carry
Guruji.
on next
Hari Om.
time. Hari Om. Thank you.
Guruji.
Thank you.